Morning guys, what's going on? Welcome to the video, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on as always. It's currently Friday morning, it's about 9 AM. I've been up for a couple of hours. Got breakfast in, had some pro oats as standard. Missed my nut butter out, so I'm going to have to catch up on some fats later, which is never a bad thing. Friday is our shopping day, so on a Friday evening we always go and do our weekly shop. But as I'm off work, I'm going to go and get it done today. So, standard, got the shopping list, so I can't forget anything. Even though you know that's going to happen. We've got the family around on Sunday, so we're having a big feast, so I've got to get even more shopping. It's Easter, and I still need to pick my Easter egg. So, that's a little win. I'm not going to do like a shopping video or anything, don't worry. I will show you a few things, I suppose. I'm in a bit of a rush though. I've got a big ass delivery coming. About 11 to 12 o'clock, so got to make sure I'm back for that. Guys, here's the shop. Yeah, you know, gotta keep the chocolates going. All the beef, meat. This is what I'm most happy about. Managed to find these new flavour Monster Zeros. So all this stuff. Got some yogurt from gonna make some bad boy pancakes. Haven't made them for a while. And then that's just all the stuff going in the cupboard. Cereal gang. There we go, guys. For all that spray. Just making up some lunch. I've got loads to do. So, I've got 200 grams of beef. I'm going to make 2 beef burgers. Get them on there like so. Maybe. Crusty toast. So I'm finally getting to sit down now. I've had a crazy morning. As soon as I got back from shopping, I ended up getting them burgers on. The second I got the burgers on, I had a knock on the door. That was a big ass delivery. I've just had, as you can see that in the back? That is a lot of wood. Where you can see all these slabs, that's all going to be decking next week. So I've just had the delivery through from that. So I had to carry all that through with the help of my dad. Luckily he came around just at the same time. I'm now sitting down to do some check-ins. I'm going to be doing this for the rest of the day. Normally I only have monsters when before the gym, but as this new flavour's come out, I thought I'd have to give this a go. This is the ultraviolet flavour, the purple one. I've seen it come out a couple of weeks ago, but I've been yet to find it. But they're in Morrison's now, and it's good. It says it's elderberry flavour, but it tastes a little bit of a mix between Vimto, dandelion and burdock, I think. But it's good, it's nice, it's another one to the collection, but to be honest, they're all good, aren't they? I've now sat down to have meal three. So here was what we've got. So standard, cup of tea. This is my ice cream shake. There's 37 gram of whey protein in there, 2 egg whites, a drop of almond milk, and loads of, and I fill this cup full of ice, blend that up, and a little bit of extra whey changes the flavour a lot. And then this is just a ham sandwich, just wafer thin ham, 50 grams, tiger bread, fresh from the Morrison's bakery today. I have some rocket on there, salt and pepper, tomato, bit of beetroot, and then a little treat of a chocolate bar. And just catching up on Ryan Terry's new meal prep video. Here we go, dinner. This is meal 4 of the day. Exactly the same as meal 2, pretty much. Burgers, green beans, serving of veg, and no Ben and Jerry's. Wounded. Yes guys, what's going on? It's Saturday morning now, up, it's 8 o'clock. Just getting a protein shake in and sorting out my morning routine, and then we're going to be after training about half an hour. All I've done so far this morning, I've been up about half an hour. Cup of tea's already been made. I've already had 1 pint of water. I've already had my morning weigh, which I'll show you now. So there we go, this morning's weigh-in, and the rest of this week's 179.5 this morning. This is my little morning setup. This morning I'm only having 25 grams of the Reflex Whey protein with 150 ml of the almond milk in here, topped up with some extra water. I do 5 grams of this. I've already had 4 of these, 3 omega-3, 1 of these,
and I just make sure I get a lot of this water down me to keep me hydrated, because that's super important for training. If you don't get any water in, you'll really notice the effect on performance. So if you do train first thing in the morning, the most important thing is getting plenty of this in you. So I'll just get this all made up now.
Hi guys, what's going on? I've just got in. I've been in training this morning, been to Ironworks, hit a chest session. I've literally been to Sainsbury's, I've just got in, and I just wanted to show you a few things. So here we go. Just making my post-workout meal now. And this is what I was on about last night. I didn't end up getting them last night, but managed to pop into Sainsbury's on the way back and managed to get these. Haven't tried them yet, but they look pretty epic. Slightly higher in calories, but apparently they're meant to be really good. So I'm looking forward to trying those. Instead of having an Easter egg, I think I'll be having one of these. One tonight, one tomorrow most probably. And then this is post-workout meal. Getting it done. Yeah, you know about them baked oats if you follow me. I might do a video on that soon, because I don't think anybody knows how to make them properly. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see this all the time anyway, but I'll take you through exactly what I'm having today. So, English breakfast tea, standard. In here we've got 70 grams of oats, baked oats with bicarbonate of soda. There's 65 grams of banana on there with a little bit of cinnamon. Also there's 37 grams of the Reflex whey protein that I use. In here we've got 80 grams of Wheatos, and there's 2 Weetabix in there. Whatever I mix it with, I always mix it with something. But at the moment, because I've got so much random extra cereal in the cupboard, we've got to try and get rid of it. So I don't use Weetabix very often, so I'm going to try and get rid of them, so hence me using them today. Little Kit Kat treat. Almond milk, I don't measure that when I'm in off season, I just use a little bit, but I guess it's about 150 ml. About to get some YouTube on, chill out for a little bit. This is going to be like the educational part of the video. I've done the little bit of vlogging. Let me know what you think about that. I hope you've enjoyed it. It is the first time I've done it, so it's only going to get better again. Just had that post-workout food, which was epic. There's no better meal for me. So what we're going to talk about today is the three main ways of maintaining muscle when you're dieting and you're in a deficit. When you're cutting down, a lot of people get really worried. So many people come and ask me for help, and their main issue is, especially when guys are quite big, because they're used to shoveling so much food in, they really get worried about losing the muscle, which is fair enough, because when they've tried to do things in the past, when they haven't done things right or used the sort of old school methods of just slashing carbs and slashing food, then they lose a lot of weight quickly. They'll lose all their water out of their muscles, they'll lose their strength, and when all those things are combined, you will look like shit. You might not, at the end of the day, muscle doesn't just fall off, it's part of your body. Once it's on, it's on. You will lose a lot of fullness and a lot of water out of your muscles, so you're going to appear a lot smaller, and also you're going to be a lot less full, so your performance is going to be down as well. But so the three main ways. So step one, none of these three ways are any more important as the other, I suppose, but it's just a balancing act of the three. You need to trial and error and get all three spot on. But if you follow these three ways, you'll be much better off. So step one is, when you're in a calorie deficit, when you're in some sort of a gaining phase, you go into being a calorie deficit. So that is, you've got your maintenance calories. Let's just say, for example, is 2,500 calories. And then to be in a deficit, the maintenance calories is when you eat 2,500 calories every single day. You have a very similar activity level, so you're working or your daily steps or whatever, and you won't lose any weight or put any weight on. To go into a deficit, you then need to go below that 2,500 calories. So let's just say, a lot of people straight away, they'll cut, the normal aspect would be cut your carbs out, no carbs. So straight away, you could be cutting out at least, very easily, you could be, if you cut your carbs out, you could very easily be dropping 1,000 calories out of your food. So let's just say you're eating that 2,500 calories. All of a sudden, you slash carbs, you stop eating carbs. That means you're going to be, straight away, if you're losing 1,000 calories worth of carbohydrates, you're down to 1,500 calories. That is, if you don't know the numbers, it's extremely easy to do that. That's why I preach, learn about the numbers. But
So let's just say you're down to 1500 calories. That is a very, very aggressive deficit, especially to go from the get-go. So if you're starting your diet on 1500 calories, 1000 calorie deficit per day, that is a very deep deficit. So instead of using those old school methods, this is why it's important to know your numbers. So you can go into a lot less severe deficit. So the best way, so the step one way of maintaining lean muscle mass is don't go into such an aggressive deficit. If your maintenance is 2,500, textbook will tell you need to eat 2,000 calories to lose weight. But I know for a fact, I don't know for a fact, but let's just say I've got a decent amount of experience from all my cuts and preps and everything like that. If you started your diet at 2,500, if you've been eating above that, then there's a very good chance you're going to start losing weight, and then you can drop that down to 2,400 or 2,350 by manipulating your macronutrients, and you will be losing weight on there. So step by step, you'll drop a little bit of calories out, track them, stay consistent, and then slowly, just slowly start ticking away at your food. So step one is don't go into an aggressive deficit. Keep your food as high as possible while still losing weight. Step two is protein. Protein is the main macronutrient of the three, which is going to help keep your muscle. So there's a lot of different methods of finding out your protein, but a very simple one, which if you're not doing already, it's very simple. It's find out your weight in pounds. So for me, I get on the scale every morning and I am about 180 pounds. So you have 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So for me, to maintain muscle mass, I don't want to get into it too much. I'm just going to keep it simple today because you can go 1 gram per pound, you can go down to 0.8 up to 1.2, but for a cut, just to keep it simple, if you are a beginner and you don't know this information already, then just aim for 1 gram of protein per pound minimum. So if you are 195 pound, your minimum protein is 195. If you are 210, guess what? Your protein is going to be a minimum of 210 grams of protein per day. The way you're going to track that is either using a tracking app, which is going to be the easiest, like MyFitnessPal, or you can just check the backs of your foods that you're using, and if you've got some chicken and it says there's 120 gram on the packet, then just work out exactly, write it all down on your phone or something. To be honest, that's how I very first started doing it. I just used to make sure, used to just get my foods, write it all down, and I always aimed for over 200 grams of protein. That was just a goal from back in the day when I learned this sort of information off one of the old Greg Plitt videos, the legend. So protein, make sure you're hitting, this is every single day as well, this is 7 days a week. Don't think, oh, it's the weekend now, I haven't got to worry about protein. That is the wrong attitude. You need to be on this 7 days a week. So that is step 2, protein. Step 3, this is, to me, to be honest, this is where most people go wrong. Quite a lot of people have got their diets in check because quite a lot of people know about macros and so on now. But like I say, all depending on what level you're at, none of these tips, none of these 3 steps to keeping your muscle while in a deficit, that neither of them are any more important because it all just depends where you're at. So step 3 is your training. This is a really important one, and this is where, like I said, I'm repeating myself, but this is where everyone seems to go wrong. The way you build your muscle is by progressive overload and putting a lot of stress on your body. Your body grows from adapting to these new stresses. So these new stresses are what builds muscle. So guess what's going to keep that muscle? What's going to keep it is while you still lift those heavy weights, just because you can't be clinging on for dear life using really poor form, you still need to make sure your execution's on point, you need to make sure your form's on point, but you need to make sure you're keeping those weights up. I'm sure you already know that all that lightweight, loads of reps, doesn't tone you, it doesn't do anything. All that is going to do is send you quickly to losing muscle. So make sure you keep your weights heavy, controlled, keep your weights as heavy as possible. I always, if I'm in a prep or I'm helping someone prepping or just giving someone advice, I say to them, the best thing you can do is every single session battle to keep as much strength as possible. No matter how tired you are in your prep or your diet, you really need to focus on keeping your strength up, because if you keep that strength up, you're going to hold on to a lot more muscle. If you can go through a prep, at some point, don't get me wrong, dieting, you're losing calories, you're losing your energy, weights will slowly decrease a little bit. But this is where logging your weights with a logbook comes in so handy. Because if you're just going in and you're feeling like crap, there's a very good chance you're going to be missing a rep here and there, and then each week you might be missing a rep, and all of a sudden you're having to put the next stack down on the weight pin. So this is why it's so important to be logging your weights, especially when you're in a prep, when you're in a diet, because you need to keep that strength up. So even if it's just on your main lifts, so let's just say you bench squat and you deadlift, have a weight that you're comfortable with lifting with good form, and try and maintain that weight throughout your prep. If you can do that, you will maintain a lot of muscle mass. So those three things are going to help you a lot. Your training, to be honest, is the most important. I keep saying they're not as important, but the training one seems to be the one where everyone seems to go wrong. So really focus on your training and keeping your strength even when you're dying. I say it's most important because it's probably the hardest. The other two are simple, it's just pen and paper, writing stuff down, but the training is where you really need to get stuck in. So don't do any of that lightweight crap. Focus on keeping the weights heavy with perfect execution, and you will maintain a lot more muscle. Right, so that's that section over. Hope that's been helpful. But the first two bits of the video were vlogging. I did a Friday and Saturday vlog. It was a little bit annoying. The weather is absolutely crap at the minute, so I can't get out and do my normal stuff. Like today, it's a Saturday. I normally like to cut, I normally like to go and train in the morning, get my food in, come back. Where I literally live like 10 minutes out of one of the main towns. So I normally like to have a walk into town, get my steps in, have a look around, maybe buy some shit. I don't do that really, I'm a tight arse, I don't buy anything. So I'm going to be doing some really hopefully instructional videos, because the main thing I'm trying to do here is to give you content, to give you good content, to give you value, so you are learning. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to help. So if you can take one or two things from these videos, then I'm a happy man. So please, any ideas, please get at me, guys. I'm really enjoying doing these, I'm learning a lot. So yeah, here we go, cool. See you later, have a good weekend, guys.